It's Cody and Gold, Alex Gold, Cody Tapp, Drew Nixon with you. Earlier today, we did air what Matt Quattrero and JJ Piccolo had to say about this 2025 season and looking ahead to 2026. We reacted a little bit to some of the news there. Tomorrow, we'll bring back some more of that and talk some of the other offseason decisions they're going to make. We will certainly have Josh Vernier's perspective on that. He's actually going to be our Fan Club Friday guest. Feels like it's a good one for
good way
Friday.
to wrap.
So Vern will be in studio, and we'll talk some more Royals baseball with him then as well.
Nate, do you think my hair looks darker than normal?
It's a random question
you hear
today.
this?
So Nate Taylor obviously is in studio. We're going to talk some Chiefs football.
There's multiple people now saying my hair looks darker.
It does.
Okay.
What?
Yes.
What's going on?
It does.
I got multiple messages yesterday, and it turns out I guess Dusty said something as well. And
Drew?
a few people were watching on the stream, and they're like, you know what? It does. And
I couldn't tell too much of a
he
difference.
said he changed shampoos, but like not to.
At least I didn't notice.
Do you think
it.
that's it?
Maybe.
It's darker.
It is.
I wish we had a true side by side.
Well, we have a stream 4 hours every day. We just go back 2 months and look.
Because I tried to go to Friday because it changed from. I noticed it yesterday. Friday he was wearing a hat, so I couldn't.
Right. Not a great look.
No.
No, I don't know if it's just because we have now officially starting to enter fall.
Oh,
Maybe I'm outside less.
Maybe. Yeah. Hey, maybe maybe that you've got some football, maybe you had a couple beers. I don't know,
Or is it just were you cutting your hair way shorter before? Now you're letting it grow out, so it's showing
It's
more.
just this is about the normal
luscious.
range in which I would normally.
lush.
This is about the
Luscious.
normal range I would normally get a cut. So
wonder
I'll
if
probably
it-
get one sometime this week. So we'll see when I get a cut.
You
Yes.
said the shampoo change. I wonder if it's making your hair thicker, which as a result is making it look darker. I mean, that might actually be the reason.
I don't have any idea. It's
But
just,
it wouldn't work. You said it wouldn't work in 2 days if it was just hair thickening shampoo.
I don't know.
it's not a miracle
know.
cure.
I don't know.
That quick?
I don't know.
If it's
My
just-
wife hasn't responded yet, so I can't tell you about the shampoo yet.
I told him to ask his wife, like, hey, what kind of shampoo are we using here? What's going on? We're going to find out it has some, color, I don't know what they call
enhancements.
it. Fast or whatever it is. Anyway.
But she's also using it. It's not like she's trying to make her hair darker.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, that's why the body is so interesting. People can eat the same thing, have totally different
right.
results.
That's right, Nate.
It's
That's exactly
It's just
right.
a beauty of life, my
And
friend.
you can get one of your better playmakers back on offense, and everything can look different, too.
What a difference.
Woo! I mean, my God.
Now, I will say the Ravens' defense is definitely a part of that. So we can establish that right away. That's at least part of why you look way better. Sure.
Yes, this is one of the few times, ladies and gentlemen, where I could say with full-throated confidence that I was right.
Feels good, doesn't
It
it?
feels so good. I was, as you guys know, I'm on with Carrington on Friday. We got the full injury report.
Yeah.
I talked to my buddy Jameson, who covers the Ravens for us at ESPN, and it was just made very clear to me that, not only is this team banged up, but I've watched enough film of that previous game against the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football. I was just like, and you're telling me, based on what I had heard from the Chiefs' perspective about Xavier Worthy and the fact that, he could have done much of the same the week before in New York.
They just didn't need him.
Yeah, and it was just, hey, we're just going to be extra careful. Another week will do you nothing but more good in terms of the recovery process and getting you ready to play. Plus, the coaching staff can take a little bit more time in terms of how they want to utilize you with obviously another game on film. I think they made the wisest decision, of course. We saw that Tracy had his own shoulder injury. The turf the very next week takes out Malik Neighbors for the season.
Yep.
I completely agree with Odell Beckham. So, hey, cooler heads prevailed. You made the right decision, even though Xavier Worthy thought he was going to play against the Giants, and he basically told us such after the game on Sunday. So I was right because not only were they banged up entering the game, but they didn't look like a unit in cohesiveness, communicating, coming off the ball well. I know much of their defensive line is already decimated with injuries. So when you don't have anything to scout ahead of time with Xavier Worthy outside of a handful of preseason snaps, and you're at home, the Chiefs had the extra day of rest, of course. They needed the game just as much as Baltimore. I just felt like, for whatever reason, this is one of the few times where I didn't understand why Vegas, I think all the way up till kickoff, still had them as a 2.5 point favorite, and I just kept
Ravens have been favored since week 2 of last season.
Yeah,
my point was always
I didn't understand it.
My point from the beginning last week, this is one of the times we felt like we were really right on the show, is that the Chiefs' offense was a lot closer to being the Ravens' offense than the Ravens' defense being the Chiefs' defense.
Right.
If you look at all the underlying numbers, I know points per game were still the same disparity between the two. But if you looked at all the underlying numbers, the Chiefs were closer to performing like the Ravens offensively than the other way around. The Ravens' defense had shown no ability to stop anyone, and it certainly didn't like pick up steam against the Chiefs. They walked up and down the field.
Right. And I just want to remind people, as much as we've talked about the offensive line in relation to Patrick Mahomes, the much can be said about Lamar Jackson. Like, he got sacked 7 times, and it wasn't because the Lions did something like super duper elaborate. It was just, hey, they were physically outworking you a lot on those sacks. And with Rodney Stanley having yet another injury, which has kind of been his MO over the last 5 years, it's like, well, if he's not practicing, that does not bode well based on his age, that he's just going to show up Sunday and be awesome. So he didn't finish the game. Obviously, Roquan Smith didn't finish the game.
Marlon Humphrey, they lost guys throughout, but it was already like it was turning towards an ass kicking before the guys started missing.
If Harrison Butker makes the field goal, right after the 2-minute warning, it would be 23-7.
It was a 6-point swing there because they got the field goal right after. Too.
Correct, and based on the short field because you missed, a 56-yarder. So, I mean, if your kicker makes that kick, it's hard to see Baltimore going down the field to get in field goal. You need 50, 40 yards to get in field goal range comfortably within like a minute, and some change and maybe a couple turnovers. It's hard to see based on how Steve Spagnuolo had sort of roped a dope, I thought, Lamar Jackson, which is saying it's just one of the more like comically brilliant coaching jobs where it's just like
he picked on him.
Like,
he made him so uncomfortable.
Hey man, you can have whatever you want in the first drive, whatever you want. Let me just see the formations.
And nobody adjusts after our first drive.
It's crazy.
Quite like Spags. It's nuts.
And then he's like, the moment you get past midfield or get close to midfield, we're lighting your you-know-what on fire, okay? Because I want to remind people, like, they didn't blitz at all. They didn't show any sort of disguised looks. They just said, hey.
Base defense.
This is our base defense, and we're lining up in, 2 deep safeties. And, hey, the middle of the field's wide open for you, Lamar. Not anymore. So, they didn't have really an advantage at the quarterback, the coaching. They maybe had a slight advantage at the running back position, but because the game script changed so quickly in the second quarter, they couldn't use Derrick Henry. He even at one point in time was like, did he get dinged up, a little bit? And he obviously came back.
Justice Hill was playing a lot more than him.
He was. And so, even that fourth and 1 play, Derrick Henry's not on the field.
That was weird.
And so, again, that goes to coaching. Was there something going on with Derrick Henry in terms of like, could he be out there, quite a bit? It was an overwhelmingly outstanding performance for the Chiefs when, hey, a team is still talented, but going through their own sort of struggles, just like you are. You want to see, an actual 60-minute performance, and you got pretty close to that for this team now, understanding that they're the team that's trending towards the healthier group compared to their AFC rival that, they've had the upper hand for quite a bit of time now.
Offensively, yes, Worthy being out there clearly changed everything for this team. When you look at how they utilize the running backs, though, in the game, what do you take from that moving forward for the rest of the year? We know they're going to, at the wide receiver level, will get Rashee Rice at some point. Yep. The running backs are the running backs, though. Brashard Smith, we saw a little uptick in his opportunities, and it was promising when he was on the field. It seemed like good things happened when he was on the field. Do you think this is just the start of him becoming the legit third down back for them? Where are we at?
I don't think third down back necessarily, guys. Now, I might be a little ahead of the trend, and so I'm saying this to inform everybody as to where the trend might go. It was around, if people remember, it was around mid-October that I told you guys, metrically, advanced statistics-wise, and per the eye test, that Clyde Edwards-Helaire should lose his starting job to Isaiah Pacheco. And one of the reasons I said that was because not only was there a speed factor, but there was an elusiveness and a toughness element that allowed him to break tackles at a higher success rate. The Chiefs made that change either right around the 49ers game or thereafter, and the offense literally became the best offense in football. Obviously, the Chiefs went on to win the Super Bowl. Now, I don't know if that is necessarily replicable here, but what you notice is Kareem Hunt is their best third down back. And the 3rd and 6 play to the outside, Mahomes manipulating the space, Kareem knowing exactly what to do. Man, that's the first time where it was like, oh, Jerick McKinnon would do exactly that. I don't know if Samaje Perine would do that, but okay. Kareem has clearly been with Patrick enough and now being within the offense for a full year now that, hey, he knows what to do on third down, protecting the blitzes. He's gotten a little bit better at that. What is interesting about Rashard Smith is he's breaking tackles.
Yeah, that was nice to see. A running back break tackles.
And now it's up to Todd Pinkston, the assistant running back coach, who was a former NFL receiver, to improve this man's timing, eyes, and catching ability out of the backfield. The moment that happens, and then you can start to use the screen game with him involved, beyond just the explosiveness and the juice that we see from the backfield, it allows you to think this is not going to be what I thought the season was, which is, hey, this is the best time for Isaiah Pacheco based on the year 4 of a rookie contract, coming back fully healthy after the injury last year, telling us on numerous occasions that his goal was 1,000 yards. Guys, we can scrap that now.
Well, yeah.
Because I don't know if it'll be necessarily a 50-50 split with Kareem as your short yardage, third down, occasional sort of funky formations. If you want if you want 2 running backs on the field along with 2 tight ends, they could use that a little bit more, I honestly believe, with Pacheco or Rashard Smith. I just think now it's getting to a point where I don't know if he'll earn the starting job, but he's definitely going to have to be someone that the Chiefs really cultivate and accentuate and develop over the course of the season to where he might be getting just as many touches as Isaiah Pacheco.
I thought what was really interesting about it is in the first half, they all made mistakes. Pacheco on the screen pass, I mean, goodness, it was all set up.
It was, and he knows it too. That's the thing. Like, Pacheco is in such a funk right now that I remember putting the dots up within like minutes of the play and just being
they had 2 athletic offensive linemen and nobody in front.
And you want to see why people don't want to go into coaching. Because that took hours, guys. Physical hours, time, knowing the exact moment, the exact spot on the field, the exact timing, and he doesn't catch the football.
But the second that it seemed like, so he makes that mistake, Brashard maybe, he drops one in the flat. It seemed like everyone, stumble a little bit.
Yep.
The second Smith started to look good. That was the best Pacheco looked all. You're like, okay, my job. I felt like the best he looked all game was like, I might be at a little bit of a risk here, and I bet maybe it was the drop pass that motivated him.
I think it's both. I think it's all encompassing.
He played a lot better, really, after that moment. And that's the whole thing. It's like, look, I've seen every week I got to watch another play, and there was another one this week where you're like, why did you go to the inside? Why didn't you go to the outside? Just on the running plays. His vision in the running game is a problem because now the offensive line's playing well.
Right.
The problem is not they're not giving you any space to operate. That was the best game the offensive line's played all season. Maybe the best game the offensive line's played in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
no penalties for Jawan Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no pressures from Kingsley.
Correct.
Simmons, I didn't even notice a single guy get past him once. Andy said it, and he was right. It was Creed's best game.
Correct.
It was just the best game from the offensive line.
Right, and you could tell they were picking up the blitzes better or better anticipating it with Mahomes, right? So even if there's a free rusher... based on the math, 6 against 5.
Or even he backed off on that free rusher and just dropped one into Kelsey.
I was just about to say, hey, 5 on 6. That's okay. That's fine. But based on where I know where he's coming and everything's blocked up, let me just throw one of the most audaciously ridiculous passes you'll see all season. It won't get like the sort of highlight love it deserves, but guys, I cannot tell you with the free runner going backwards, no stepping into the throw, no proper footwork, just a lot of flick of the wrist and like pristine timing and execution with like your favorite teammate in Travis, because you guys have been doing it for years, and places it beautifully. I mean, layers the ball, doesn't put too much on it, but also puts enough air on it to let the tight end run under it. I mean, it's a gorgeous play. The defender has no chance on Kelsey in trail position to not only locate the ball, but to do something, right? To actually make a defense on the pass. It's an incredible throw. It's probably his best throw all year when you look at, again, circumstances, situation. And once he made that throw, he sort of took off.
Yeah, he was in. He was locked in after that.
And then again, so if the offensive line is playing well, and based on the personnel that you're going up against because the Ravens have injuries, sometimes I think Pacheco it's like a hitter, right? And I don't want to make too much of a comparison here, but everybody understands that like sometimes the situation is 3-1. Please throw me a please throw me a fastball. Why he throw me a changeup? You know, it's like, hey, okay, I'm 0-2. He's not gonna throw anything, you know, up and in. Oh, why is he doing that? So there's a lot of times where I feel like, to your point, Cody, it's blocked up, and it's like, all right, do what it says on paper. And he's like, so I want eagerness, so like ready to go that like, yes, like, well, we would actually like patience there because it's blocked up properly. And then other times it's like, well, maybe it's not the exact angle, the exact running lane that's like on the paper, on the whiteboard.
It's a touch thing. It's a tough thing to teach feel.
Swing, you know, the ball's in the strike zone. Swing, like if the lane's there, even if it's not on paper, like, you know, this is a team sport. Like they might not be blocking it perfectly for you, but they are blocking it successfully. So make the most of it for your teammates. He's for some reason, again, in a funk, and it's a lot of like, okay, he backdoor slide, you know, he hit you with the slider backdoor, and everybody in the stands goes, well, he's just standing there. It's the same thing from a running back standpoint where you're like, please just, you know, see ball, hit ball, you know, try to simplify it as best you can. It was slightly better production-wise, but the real test will come against Jacksonville because they actually create turnovers. And so if Pacheco like fumbles on Monday Night Football, or if there's a little bit more of a, all right, back to 3 yards per carry, and we gave you the ball 10 times, well, okay, it's somewhat it's justifiable and understandable why Andy might abandon the run more than the average coach or sooner than the average coach would.
We're talking to Nate Taylor, our Chiefs insider from ESPN. You guys were mentioning the offensive line there a little bit. We all know what this is. Always good when nobody really wants to talk too much about the O-line. Like Juwan Taylor, nobody's talking about him. That's a great sign.
Yes.
As we said earlier, congratulations to him and his fiance as well.
It looked like a beautiful setup.
I'm sure.
No better time. I believe that was after the game.
It
looked like it based
timing,
on my eyes, and he was someone who was ready to get out of the locker room quickly.
Yeah,
boys.
good for him. He played great.
Why is that?
Well, I just think he had other engagements too.
I tried to get a different offensive lineman engaged today.
Yeah,
we had Creed Humphrey on, and I said your fiance. He said girlfriend. I was like, oh, that's a oops.
Whoops. I mean, but that tells you. But then you
he said it smooth. He didn't play it weird.
Then you put your hand on your friend's shoulder, and it says that's just a sign of how strong y'all look right now, man. Ain't nothing coming between y'all. I just know.
It's just how confident you seem with each other.
I know what path y'all on. By the way, they're a lovely couple. Like, I know what. Hey, everything's going great, pal.
Yeah, you know so Juwan Taylor. It was great to see him. Obviously, penalty free.
Yep.
Are we at the point now with Josh Simmons where I'm not saying he's an All-Pro left tackle, but I mean I feel pretty damn good where I don't have to really worry about him.
Boys,
you there?
Let's look into it. Okay, Alex, let's look into it. Now, Jacksonville again. I don't know what to make of this team, guys. So
stealing signs, huh?
They're a good defensive team.
They're pretty good defensively. Now that's a
quarterback, good linebacker play.
That's a collection more so than the individual parts. Now, after Monday Night Football becomes a nice little 2-game stretch for Josh Simmons, and he knows it, and he's been preparing for it, I imagine. Aiden Hutchinson is coming on October 12th. And then, again, on a bit of a short week, because you play Sunday Night Football, and then you have the noon kickoff the following week, Max Crosby.
Who looked like the best player in the NFL on Sunday.
Oh, my God.
He made things absolutely miserable for the Bears. He actually, like, in all the NFL, he's one of, like, the 5 players that, like, when he's just on one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He does look like, I mean, we talk about a lot of great defensive players because they're on better teams.
Yes.
But he looks every bit as good as Micah Parsons or any of these other great defensive players when he's just on one. And on Sunday against the Bears, he had just decided he was going to be a one-man wrecking crew.
So I got a lot of baseball references in my mind.
It's 1-1, by the way. Guardians did score. There was a review at home plate. I don't like either
one of these teams.
Yeah, Tigers won, Guardians won, top of the 5th.
Yeah, the Mariners are a fun group. So for whatever reason, I got a lot of baseball analogies in my head. watching Max Crosby on tape reminds me of like the early. I gotta look at this guy's baseball reference plays. It reminds me of Eric Barnes. Everybody remember him with the Oakland A's?
Yeah.
Oh, he was incredible. So this is like early 2000s kids. Like, now I'm not saying Eric Barnes is like an amazing player. He's not the same level as Max Crosby. But for 1 year, Eric Barnes was just doing it in like 2002, 2003, 2004. And the story on him was, man drank a lot of coffee. So much coffee. And that's what it looks like watching Max Crosby. It's like, dude, you are on a caffeinated level similar to